again, human being. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear human beings, I've come again, and today we are going to look at again human beings' existence on planet Earth, and also we will look at what the best way to avoid confrontations and conflicts within our societies. I would like to introduce and start with the great beauty of that kind of hold the universe together, which is a whole divine decree of the beauty of the religion of Islam. It's very important for men and women, wherever you are on this planet, to understand that Islam is the most holy, beautiful religion, whether you like to hear that or not. Islam is the most holy, beautiful religion, either of your wife or your children, as well as you yourself as living human beings. And to prove that, I put something on the table. Many of you, we're going to use, and again, we use a tree in your compound, a beautiful flower in your compound or in your garden. Those flowers, they're all living Muslims, a part of a community of Muslims. If you have trees in your garden, there may be 10 to 5 or 30. Each of those trees, they bear witness there is no deity worth of worship except Allah. With that testimony or that ashahad is interpreted by first the stem of the tree. The tree stands on a stem, a single stem like this. That single stem, it's in divine holy interpretation of the sacred verses of the Holy Quran. It says Islam. Islam is the most holy, beautiful religion from which this tree is able to provide fruits. If it's a mango tree, it's able to provide mangoes because of the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. If it's an orange tree, it's able to provide. If it's an apple tree, and so on and so on. So with that, it's very, very easy for men who can reason with accountability and understand. What do you think a tree will not come out of whatever and come and crash into you while you are sitting there? No. But men whom we gave a percentage of mental development, they'll move out of their position, whatever, and with that, they've conjectured ways of confrontation of one another. Men, and they say we are Pentecost, that's a different kind of belief. Others say we are Ahmadiyya. Others say so many things they call themselves. Do you know what these things bring to human beings? There is confrontation. It appears as a simple thing, but these are kind of psychological weapons which can alter in a simple and very soft kind of whatever, because a weapon, a psychological weapon, can either be very loud, punitive, or it comes as a soft kind of a needle within your center, every center of your neurons in your brain. That way, if you have to listen to dirty things, which kind of mutilate every brain neuron in your skull, you find that everything they tell you, like these men who call themselves pastors, there's some men who call themselves pastors. If you're to ask and sit in front of those men who call themselves pastors or preachers and ask them, what do you say you were religious when you're a pastor? What is the terminology of the word pastor? A pastor wouldn't be able to explain to you what it means. He will say these are men who are pastorists. I don't know. Anyway, for me, I would suggest they will say something like that. Then if you're a pastoralist, these are men who had herds of cattle, herds of sheep, herds of goats. What do gods feed on? They feed on what Allah provides as a interpretation of the name Allah. Practically, we saw that a letter A is what appears as a leaf of a grass. A letter A, practically, in its practical form, it appears as a letter A, in which it says Allah, or it says Allah. But when you look at a leaf, it looks as if it's a very small thing. But in that interpretation, it says Allah Akbar, and then says Allah Akbar, and it says Allah Alpha and Omega, and then it says Allah Ashhadu alla ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. With that, a mind of a man who is kind of either intoxicated with the cross, how they crucify men, how they beat Jesus and put wounds over his body, would not understand that. He would say, we wash our men with the blood of a son of God who came and we killed him and he saved us. That is drunkenness and foolishness. If you murdered with the so-called son of God, how could he save you when you continue the habit of murdering and manufacturing of weapons to be used, automatic assault rifles, to be used either in the jungle or in the streets of America? And then you say, we are Christians, we are saved by the blood of Jesus. That is a character of drunkenness and foolishness, which has made men to be kind of immune from the psychological mutilation of either their children or of others. Men who use that terminology that we wash our whatever sins in the blood of Jesus. It would be very easy for a man like that to get an assault rifle and walk on any streets, either in New York, and gun down men and innocent children without reasoning. First of all, that such a man can easily consume alcohol. Whereas in the holy, beautiful religion of Islam, alcohol is something that is forbidden. Why? It's forbidden because when Allah created human beings, in a human body, there is no mechanisms that can easily clean the body of a human being and cleans out the alcohol content, toxins or gunk from a human blood. So every alcohol that you consume ends up in a human body muscle tissues. It settles in those tissues. It can cause what you call arthritis in every joint of your body. It causes pain. You can be at the age of 40 or 13, you are walking, you have to get a walking stick to support you to walk around. Why? Because of alcohol. When a human being consumes alcohol, a human body does not have the mechanisms or the know-how how to remove this toxin gunk of alcohol from a human body. So that way Allah laid down a prevention is better than cure, divine holy prescription, which says, do not consume alcohol. First of all, with alcohol in a human body, many of you usually go on weekends and you end up having what you call a binge. you drink yourselves out of your heads. It's true, you drink yourselves out of your heads, because every unit of alcohol that goes into your brain, it will kill every brain neuron. And the next day you say you have what we call hangover headache. Hangover headache. You cannot lift your head off the pillow because you have a hangover headache. Do you know why it occurs? Because the previous night, every brain neuron in your brain was damaged, severely damaged. And that's the diagnosis by your own body saying to you, you can feel the headache that your body cannot even support you to stand up. And that way, you've become a victim of either acquiring dementia. Dementia is a disease whereby once the brain neurons are damaged, you can easily get thrown into an asylum, of a mental asylum, because you'll be doing things which are uncoordinated. Because the brain neurons, we are damaged, severely damaged, and it takes a very, very long time, if that is, to repair brain damage, whatever tissues, let alone the fact that once you consume alcohol, every alcohol unit you consume stays in the muscle tissues. And one of the softest part of your body is the brain neurons. Human beings. Anyway, I was just suggesting that in order to avoid conflict and confrontations, you do understand your responsibilities as human beings. The Holy Quran is a book which Allah laid down as a divine holy manual interpretation which guides men how to live in their societies, how to avoid alcohol, how to avoid adultery, how to avoid getting your bodies into conflict with your own bodies. For instance, if you're to deny that you used to deny that you are not a Muslim, do you know what occurs in your body? Every red and white blood cell in your body, its origin is Islam, and it builds every muscle tissue in your body. So when you say, I'm not a Muslim, the first thing is that the red and white blood cells say, this man, we've built every muscle tissue in their body, this beautiful girl, and she says she's not a Muslim. So you look in the mirror and you say, I don't like what I see in the mirror. Can I apply either cosmetics so that I look even more whatever? There's a conflict between you and your own body. And once that occurs, you even hate to look at yourself as a dark-skinned girl, or even white girl. So you find yourself, you either apply too much makeup in order to look something which is unnatural. That's a confrontation. You don't appreciate what Allah gave you, whereby you don't have to add any artificial or artificial whatever to look what you are not supposed to look like. Because those artificial whatever, they are like alcohol. Once they enter your body, there's no way the body knows how to remove them. They can easily alter and every mechanisms of your body and cause cancer. So with that, I will not travel very far. I just remind you, are all living Muslims. Respect and love the religion from which you are created, because every other tree, I don't know whether trees on this planet outnumber men and women. If they do, why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? It's because they bear witness that the only true beautiful religion from which all men and women survive is Islam, with the stem and the grass that provides milk when a cow grazes. Wake up and wise up, men and women. If you stay in the whatever of foolishness, diseases are very very many of them. They will kind of pick you one by one until they become a pandemic. They pick you on a big scale. So with that, remember, my duty to you is to remind you that you are all living Muslims on this planet. Either the chicken you have in your compound, the goat, their religion is Islam. Have you ever seen a goat eating meat as its lunch? It eats grass because Allah created it and said, all the beauty that we ever find on planet Earth is in the grass, in the ashahad. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.